bite.
It's
You don't want to
11:59.
be associated.
Yeah.
You're on.
Okay.
59,
Right,
1 minute.
59. Well, no, my clock is 12 on. Oh, no.
I'm glad they're prompt.
There's Frankie.
There he is. The star of the show.
You know, when in school, I had to show up at class 15 minutes before the class.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Usually that's how jobs work.
Yeah, you can't
You
just
show up ahead of time.
Did you ever get hit with a ruler? Are you old enough to remember when corporal punishment was actually legal?
In my public school, they weren't allowed to.
Oh.
He's
That's how they rolled in
He's
Jersey?
younger than we are.
Yeah, I know, he is. He's just a kid.
You know, when I used to run my business, people would show up, 8 o'clock, punch in, then they'd go get coffee and talk there and have a cigarette. And I used to tell them, hey,
They're both late.
get in at 7:45, you can do all that stuff, punch in, you go to work. You don't go around socializing once you get here.
Did you hit him with a ruler?
No, I didn't hit them with a
Hey, listen,
ruler.
our public school did have a smoking section, and kids used to be able to go out and smoke. That's like unheard of now.
Wow,
Really?
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I remember you used to be able to smoke on planes.
And in restaurants.
And movie theaters.
Yeah,
Yeah. Remember when the teachers used to smoke in the lunchroom, you used to walk by and you could, that's all you could smell. They opened the door, there was a cloud of smoke.
Well, I went to Holy Rosary, and the nuns, boy, they were pretty brutal. But we sat there, you had to have your hands folded and your feet square under your desk. It wasn't until 1974, I was 15, when they made corporal punishment illegal. It was through a lawsuit because the teacher had turned a kid into a paraplegic from being.
Yeah. And there we have the county attorney.
Good
Welcome
afternoon,
again.
everybody.
Another guy
Oh,
who's
they
been
don't
trying
know.
to see the commissioners for 3 weeks.
I hope.
Yeah.
I didn't fall
12
off,
hours.
so.
There's Bob.
Good morning.
I see the box truck is back.
Yeah, it's back. I've posted it on Craigslist.
Oh,
It's not on the county website yet,
Oh,
but
it's not.
it's on Craigslist.
okay, so you're taking bids. Are you gonna take the lift gate off?
The what?
The lift gate?
Oh, no.
Oh, you're going lift
It
gate?
goes with it, as you see it right there. That's how it goes.
So it's posted.
It's on Craigslist right now.
When did you post it?
Recording in
Last
progress.
night, 4 o'clock.
Thanks
How
for
long you
letting.
gonna hold the?
You had so much fun
I
last
know
week, you
somebody
come
might be
back?
interested.
Towards the end of January,
Do you have a reserve on that, Bob?
1,500. All right?
Well, the reserve ain't all right, but the information's all right.
Rapid hard bargain.
Good morning. I'm expecting you Thank you.
Last week in the round.
12:03. 12:03.
I know.
Hi, Justin.
And Representative Hamblin is on Zoom, for the record.
Are you all set? Oh, yeah. Call to order the meeting of the Board of Commissioners for December 12th, 2024. Please join me in the pledge.
Indivisible,
have any media questions? See anybody? Any public comment?
Yes, Fred Kane from Wolfboro. I'm glad everyone could make it today. I would like to address the COO position that was in the minutes there. Does that position exist in the county now?
It does not.
It does not. Well, how can we appoint somebody COO when it wasn't discussed, the hiring policy wasn't followed, and it wasn't posted? I see the present chair signed this policy, hiring policy, so I'm sure she was well aware of it. Whose idea was it to make the CFO the COO?
Would you like to comment?
Yes, I'd like to comment on that. We had a meeting, it seems like weeks ago, and that's under the reconsideration clause here. When I wasn't feeling well and everything, I had a little note that I carried, and I remember one of the things that threw me off, what the title was going to be. And honestly and truthfully, I don't remember what the title was going to be, which was used. So in that case, I really have and that's why you've seen it, like I just wrote something to somebody without even thinking, and put CFO. So the mix-up in terms, I take responsibility for it, because basically I wasn't feeling good, and put something down, and it always was questioned, did I have it right, and that's why I asked for the reconsideration for the title, not for the position.
Well, I would think that should have been discussed here in the public meeting, not at the illegal meeting over in the administration building in front of the public. And if we were talking about creating that position or moving somebody into that position, it should have been discussed here in the public. And, you know, I'm not sure why the commissioners weren't all informed of that intent. And after 5 years with no administrator or COO, why do we need one now?
If I may. After talking to our attorney, we don't need to make her COO. She was in his.
Excuse me, could you speak up?
I said in his opinion, there was a promotion, which doesn't have to be put out for 5 days if there's a person that's already here. Be a promotion, or what we after we will discuss, just giving her more responsibilities. And she has a 3-year contract as is. It involves no money, no extra money for doing some of the extra work that we're going to be asking her to do.
So why would we give a promotion to a subcontractor who works 2 days a week? And if it doesn't involve any more money or anything, why do you feel that's necessary? I do have the comment that was in the Daily Sun in text on Thursday. McCarthy said, "Nothing is up with her bachelor, it's just a different title." Well, why do we feel, does the chair and the commissioners feel she needs a different title at this point?
At this point, she's not getting a different title. Thank you for your input.
Okay, I have one other thing I'd like to add. I am also requesting 91A. When was the bid sent out on the 3 contracts for the annex project? When were they received, and when were they received back, and when were they opened in front of the public?
Is that a 91A request?
That's a 91A request.
Then you will get it.
And lastly, last week when the chair was on the Zoom, she stated that, you know, her husband with illness and all, when you signed up to run, I stood here and asked if you intended to fill out your term and continue to do it, and you said absolutely, because your term is a 4-year term. I'm very sorry that your husband has a terminal illness that can't be cured, but maybe it's time for the chair to step down and take care of your husband at this time. Thank you.
Kevin Hool, in Water Village. I didn't have my agenda with me, I'm a little unprepared, but I see on the agenda the inmates' mental health is on the agenda. And last year, after the 18th of December sometime, I tried to bring Billy his wallet, and I buzzed the buzzer, and I was met with a kind of a curt young lady who asked what I wanted and I told her I'm trying to get an inmate his wallet, and she said, "Well, there's nobody here to buzz you in, and you're gonna have to wait." It was 11 degrees out, and she might get to tell the inmates what to do and how to do, but she don't get to tell me what to do. So I left. But I guess I'm saying this to say that is Brian, I forget his title, here in the room here behind me. Let's call him the warden for the sake of the conversation.
Superintendent.
Pardon me? Superintendent, yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Superintendent, he does a great job so far as I can tell. But maybe he should open up the jail to visitors once again, because I guess as it stands now, correct me if I'm wrong, there are no visitors allowed in the jail. And I guess, COVID, apparently it's real, but it's, I don't know, it's not a real threat, or maybe well, you're behind a glass anyway. But maybe that would be something to take into consideration. And also, deer season ended Sunday, so I guess the boys over there at DPW department, they won't have to spend any time in the deer stand now. And now maybe they can get some work done, dig some holes, and there's no snow fence. There's no snow fence this year. And there was one other item, but it'd be great if we had public input at the end of the meeting as well, because something now, with the aging process, I had one other item I was going to bring up, but it slipped my mind. But if we had public input at the end of the meeting, I bet I would be able to think of it. So thank you, Madam Chair, that's all for today.
Brian, would you have anything to say about,
Sure.
or would you like to?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can address that real quick. So the curtness by my employee, I apologize.
Yeah, she was a little fresh.
But since during normal business hours, that lobby is open now, they shouldn't have to be buzzed in. That's one of the changes I made during 8 to 4.
Well, like I said, that was last year.
Right, so 8 to 4, you can walk in that lobby and be greeted by our admin secretary. Doesn't mean the door always gets unlocked as it's supposed to, but we do our best. And as far as the visitors go, because we provide them with the video visitation, and it's not just for COVID, it was because of staffing and security issues and all that stuff is why, and I can go with a great length, which I won't do here, but certainly do that for you on the side. But that's why the in-person visits went away, and because the entire state, I don't know what the state prison does, but the county jails, no one does in-person visits anymore. So it's kind of been the industry standard at this point, because it's cut down on any contraband issues, any security issues, any no contact visitations that are people aren't supposed to have contact by court order, all that stuff. So it's made our job a lot easier, and the inmates' population safer. So
If I could just add, according to the American Psychiatric Association, it's really beneficial for the mental health of the inmates to actually receive visitors. And there is no contact with these county jails. There is with the state prison, I'm talking experience, but there is no contact. You speak on the phone behind the glass.
Correct.
Yeah, but for their own mental health, it's really beneficial because they're still human beings.
no, I don't disagree with
Yeah,
that.
and-
They actually get more opportunity, again, not face-to-face in person, obviously, but through the video, because people could call from anywhere in the world.
But how much does that video cost, though?
Well, that's a whole separate story, because the FCC is currently in a situation where they're gonna become free. It's a big, huge issue right now, corrections across the country. We currently won't have them free until our contract is up, beginning of 2026. But after that, unless the FCC changes their ruling, but as of right now, all the county jails that their contracts are over, they all become free. The only issue is that they only get one per week under the free system, but there'd be no more charges for phone and/or video calls for us starting in 2026, again, unless that FCC ruling changes.
I didn't know that. Because, you know, I'm poor white trash and I can't afford $1.50 a minute. You know, I have this huge, I don't pay $20,000 a year in property tax like Fred does, but I pay enough taxes where I can't afford to talk to any inmate.
Yeah. And don't forget that all that funding goes back to the inmates.
Oh, it does?
Correct.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you for your explanation.
Madam Chair, Dallas Emery. So I've been coming to a few of these meetings and I've been a little disappointed as of late. I got to applaud Chuck for getting up and leaving the meeting last time. I'm not sure nobody was happy with that, but he was right. What you did was completely out of line. But I'm more upset, like, I'm a working person, so I have to schedule to come to these meetings, and you guys keep changing them around on me. So I would like for you to, like, pick something and say, we're gonna be here at a certain time, all the time. I understand you have issues that you have to deal with, so you can't, but I would plead with you to do that, please. And I also would like to say, that Kevin's right, you need to have comment at the end of these meetings. I've been saying it for years now. Because there's things that come up that need to be talked about at the end. So, I'm not gonna go on and on too much because we've already done that, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, point of clarification. What is Bonnie's title now?
It is her moment she is CFO.
And she will remain CFO until further notice.
Yes, her title is not going to change. I just need to, I'm sorry, I have to step out for a minute if you want to, I'll be right back.
Are we recessing or continuing?
Just for a second, yes.
12:17. $12:18.
We will recess for Hale's location Board of Selectmen meeting.
12:18.
We have two.
Miles, here. Once again.
Okay, you got the minutes, okay. Approval to, oh, you have that, which one do you have?
This was just in,
Okay. You need to
there's
vote.
only two of us here.
Okay, so I'm, yeah, so I would abstain, so it would just be,
I'll make the motion.
okay.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Have
Well,
you
that
checked
went
that?
over.
Yeah. Sign that, please.
Unless you put the date on.
I can barely hear anybody speaking.
Sorry.
We'll try and do better. It's that time of year. Should have brought my water.
Okay, and then we have, okay, I think I have the full warrant.
Okay.
And I think you already signed it, remember last time? So we need a motion to approve the property tax levy for Hale's location. And you had looked at that.
I didn't look at it.
It's
It
done.
has to be done.
Yes, it has to be done. So,
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Point of information, Madam Chair, what was the total of that warrant? The
That
tax
was,
warrant?
it's 120.
Yeah, I can read it, I've got my glasses. Yes. It's $128,582.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lois.
Anybody else want water?
Bill, you want one?
Yeah, please.
Do you want one? I'll get another one.
Okay. 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 So let's see, so we'll go back into our regular
12/20.
Other stuff we have to address.
Oh,
Okay,
Madam Chair, there are some checks in there for Hales to be signed, I believe, that Karen had put in the folder that Commissioner
On the
Nelson
folder?
has.
Okay.
Yeah. A carryover, I think, from last time.
here they are. Okay, so we have a check. We have a check to David Pandora, David S. Pandora General Contracting for the amount of $1,000. The invoice that was for the health officer.
You want a separate motion on each of these?
Yeah,
Question, so this is an indefinite or a continuing
yes,
position, correct?
yes,
Okay. And he was appointed by
by the
the
commission.
commission? What do we need to do this, other than sign?
Not to sign it. Because I believe it's Pam, Pam's on vacation, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to make it sign it. Pam's not here.
Is that health officer?
Yes.
Thank you.
Health officer, yes. Does he provide us with any reports of any kind?
He does it to the, all he is an invoice.
So, okay,
And the only thing he's been dealing with is the septic.
is the septic, no,
Yeah.
at the, right,
Okay. And also in that, thing, I guess we have to approve by signing the check, which I am on this account. I think that, yep. Okay. Because we don't have a treasurer.
Who's the deputy president?
The next one is, is a check for $2,181.20. This is for, made out to the town of Conway, and this is for enclosed, is a check in the amount of $23,624, which represents the money collected from Hales location residents for the third quarter. This is for licenses and registrations. Okay. Would you like to take a look?
Please. So is it, excuse me, who's this getting paid to? The town?
Yeah.
Want me to sign it, please?
Yes, yes, please. We need a motion to accept.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And to allow the chair to sign. It does have a list of all the registrations in the back.
I'm sure.
these are deposits that have to be signed by the treasurer, so we'll have to wait for Pam to sign these.
Okay.
Oh, this is the one we signed. This is okay. This is just a copy of the tax warrant. So we don't have to do anything on that one. And what is this one? Hales location. Oh, this is just the totals of the taxes. It's just for our general information. Okay. If anyone wants to look at that, it's just the general taxes for Hales. Okay. So if we have nothing else for Hales, we can go back into our regularly scheduled meeting,
12:27.
12:27. Okay. Yes, Bill, it's
My time.
a motion to reconsider. If you,
I make a motion to reconsider previous action, November 21st.
second?
I'm sorry, I should be called.
Well, he wasn't, he wasn't on the approving side. Only
Okay.
the people, it's up to you,
Okay.
whether you want to continue or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we continue. Excuse me, clarification. When you mean continue?
Well, if you want to continue with the reconsideration or whatever,
Okay, what I
whatever you
want.
want to do.
As long as it's clarified, make a motion to reconsider the title given to the body.
Okay. Yep.
Take roll call. Nelson's yes.
Yes.
McGee.
He
Bodine,
cannot.
and McCarthy.
Yes.
And my reconsideration, as I mentioned before, was simply to clarify which it was. And I don't remember in what I had written, whether it was NEO or whatever the title. There were a couple of titles thrown out, and I honestly don't remember which one, and it was mixed up at the time. And obviously, it's a regret. I just want to see that we straighten it out, what her title is.
Okay, her title is CFO. for
CFO,
now.
okay.
And Madam Chair, could I just get clarification then? So you made a motion to reconsider. So I don't know how we, because there's a vote that says that she's the COO, and that passed 2-1. So he's made a motion to reconsider. So what is the reconsideration? Would you like to make a new motion to replace this one?
No, I think the reconsideration is that she's going to stay at her present title.
Okay, I'll just put that in the notes. Thank you.
Okay, so now. The next thing we have is the approval of the minutes from November 21st.
Madam Chair?
Yes?
At the last meeting, there seemed to be a lot of disagreement over these minutes, particularly the end of these minutes. I just wanted to remind that it's not required that you approve minutes. So there's that, or if there was an amendment put forward to the minutes specifically that you could vote on.
Can I respond to the minutes?
You may.
The thing on the minutes, anybody look around, every clock says something different. Clock in there, the clock's here, it tells a different time. So that would take care of why the 2.5 minute between the clocks, what they all read. So,
Oh, on the December 9th minutes you're talking about? Yeah, okay. I just.
and one of them you had said something, I was taking the minutes, I don't know, maybe this isn't the one, and 2.5 minutes was related to the different clocks saying different times. And I didn't even think about it, I just wrote down what one of the clocks said.
Okay, and I was, for the minutes, I was just using a timer, I wasn't going by a clock, I was just timing how long different things happen.
Yeah, good idea. Or have an
Because I
official-
wasn't sure on the exact time either.
Yeah, have an official clock or something, yeah.
I, It's up to-
I read the 21st minutes, and I'm okay with.
I am not, so.
Okay. Then you won't vote to approve.
Bill isn't.
I need a second to look at this, please.
I said, yeah, I won't approve, I will not vote for the minutes of the 21st, because they're incorrect, in my opinion.
Well, in that case, what do we do now? If we don't have a agreement, what needs to be done, or what happens?
Well, Commissioner McGee has agreed with the minutes, I did not, so it's up to you whether you agree or disagree.
Oh, I see. I guess I'll agree with minutes. I'll make the motion or second the motion.
You're welcome to amend the minutes. Or ask to amend the minutes.
But you all know that what my problem is the minutes. I did not, we have to go into this again. And if this is what you want, this is fine with me. I don't agree with them. I did not ask Melissa to leave or Bonnie to leave. I just simply made the statement that they could. So,
I'm okay with them the way they are.
and that's fine. So that,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what he said.
he said he's okay with the way they are. I said I am not because I disagree with, I did not ask Melissa to leave. I simply said that she wanted to both leave. So,
In other words, could if they wanted to?
yes.
Okay, rather than they have to leave.
So it's, you can decide to leave the minutes the way they are or not. So that, it's up to you. This would be the deciding vote.
Okay, I'll leave them as they are.
And then I can ask for them to be amended, but it doesn't make any difference. So
Right.
it's fine. Okay?
So if we take a vote.
You may take a vote.
Nelson, yes? Yeah. Okay,
Well, it's motion to approve is written, and I'm a yes.
okay,
I'm a no.
let me guess.
Okay.
So we have that one. And meeting minutes of December 9th. And I will not approve these minutes either.
I'll make a motion to approve as written.
What number are they? You have a number in there?
Yeah.
Mix them up?
Yeah, I think you mixed them up. We'll find it. Are you
Oh,
don't even have that
I
song.
don't have one.
Here, you can read mine. Here. And I don't agree with the word that I ambushed Mr. McGee.
Well, I think your exact words were, I don't want a surprise, and then you immediately called for a vote, so I assume that's a surprise.
And Madam Chair, if I could, just for the minutes, he did use the word ambushed in the meeting, so that's what I recorded in the minutes. But
These are the ones that I object to.
So I'm approving these, I'm saying what is here is correct? Okay.
if the events of the meeting are recorded properly in the minutes, is what you're voting on. Not whether what someone said is correct.
Repeat that again, please.
When you approve minutes, you're just recording that this is an accurate representation of what happened in the minute,
Okay, yeah.
in the meeting.
Right.
It's not whether what someone said is true or not.
Okay, I see, yeah, good point, big difference.
I-
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Can this be discussed?
I make a motion to approve.
Well, if it can't be discussed, I won't second it. If we discuss it, that would be another thing. So,
You can second to discuss.
okay, I'll second to discuss.
Well, no, first of all, I made the motion to approve as written. Are we gonna take a vote on that? And if it's a no, then I guess you would discuss it.
I'll say no.
All those in favor? Do you want discussion, or we just go on to the next? What do you want to do?
Let's go on to something different then.
Okay. We will go on to accounts payable.
Madam Chair, may I have a point of clarification? I'll be very brief.
That's okay.
In the minutes, or yet in the December 9th minutes, you went into a non-public. Commissioner McGee left that non-public, and after you came out of the non-public, you sealed a portion. Now, I usually put in my record session 1, session 2, session 3, so you can separate what part you're actually sealing. Now, you went under C, so I don't know which part you're talking about. The only legal non-public you had was when you had a quorum in there. When he left and broke that quorum, that meeting continued. That, with the discussion, which is kind of foggy with the law because you were on Zoom and Nelson was in the room, so that was kind of an improper meeting. I don't want to say illegal, improper.
we
But I don't
discussed
know which
anything.
part are you sealing? I don't know which was the one,
The first part,
the one where Commissioner McGee was in the room.
yes.
So there really is, you're
The
sealing
other one, we
all of
didn't
it.
even discuss anything once he left.
Okay, I just wanted clarification on that.
Point of clarification also, Madam Chair?
No,
In-
So, Madam Chair, so for 14 minutes that you were there after I left, everybody just sat there and didn't say anything?
Absolutely.
to be perfectly honest with you, Bill, do you remember anything that we discussed?
We did, it was nothing,
Nothing.
nothing,
We sat there and
General.
we were shocked that you got up and left.
yeah.
Took 14 minutes to do that? Okay.
Okay, payroll manifest for November 29th is $377,198.10. Accounts payable for November 26th, $129.12. $129,084. Okay, accounts payable for December 3rd, $431,995.28. Payroll for December 6th, $270,202.14. And accounts payable for December 10th, I don't have those because I don't have them.
Did you mention the 377?
Yep.
Motion to approve?
I'll second that
Unless
motion.
you have the other two.
I don't have the other two numbers, we can do those next week.
She must have pulled the
Yeah.
first agenda that I had handwritten them on it for you. Okay.
Okay. Yes, motion to approve?
Motion approved.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so the next thing is the engagement for the 2024 auditing service.
So, question, Madam Chair.
Is that 6?
Question, Madam Chair.
Yes.
So you voted not to approve the minutes of December 9th as written. So
Yes.
does that mean we're going to rewrite the minutes?
We can,
Well,
Yes.
don't you have 10 minutes of the meeting?
we do.
Okay.
I think, Bill,
I need some
do
clarification.
you have your,
I don't see it.
Madam Chair, could I get some clarification on that? You said you're gonna rewrite the minutes. What are they gonna say?
we will discuss that with Melissa.
We were sitting here in the room when this meeting happened,
Right, but not, we're talking about,
but I read the minutes. They say exactly what happened in the room.
in this room, yes.
Right, so that's all you're agreeing on,
Yes.
but you're not agreeing on it. I'm not understanding. Well, I'll leave it alone.
Okay, so we have the engagement for the auditing service.
Yeah, so Madam, we don't have any actual document
I was gonna say, I don't have.
to look at.
Okay.
On Monday, the delegation voted to engage Vachon Cloquet
Right,
to complete the 2024 audit. Normally, the commissioners approve it and then the delegation, but
so
we're
we
doing
have
it
to-
backwards this time.
okay,
They approved it. They
Yep.
approved it pending our approval.
yes.
Correct. Yep.
Motion to approve,
So I'll make that motion.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, then we go to
So
the,
the bond council, I believe that's in your packet.
Yep, I have that.
That would be to engage Divine Millimet, Renee the Willier, that normally does the
Yeah,
bond work
the
for
audit.
you.
Yep. Is there any questions on this?
No.
Motion to approve,
So moved.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Do we have to sign this? Is there a place for us?
Yes, if you could
Yep.
sign one,
Yep. Okay.
yes. If that one's double-sided, I have a clean, single-sided one for you here. Actually, this probably looks more official.
I
Maybe
think
it's the
this-
same. I can just throw it in the basket. Thank you.
Review and release the financial statements for the end of October. Any questions, comments?
No.
Motion to approve,
So moved.
I'll second that motion.
all those in favor say aye.
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 Madam Chair, I think we might have skipped number 9, which was authorizing the treasurer to pursue the tax anticipation note.
No, it was number 8.
It's 8 on yours?
It's number 8.
Yeah, and I don't have an 8.
I have an 8.
So I don't, there aren't any documents for you. On Monday, the delegation approved a motion to authorize the treasurer to pursue 2025 TAN borrowing in the amount of $17 million.
Yep. Okay.
So pending the commissioner's approval.
Motion.
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All those in favor
It's in
say
the
aye.
amount of, well, what is it, $17 million? $17 million.
Correct.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so then we have transfers. We have a lot here.
A lot there.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill, do you have your transfers?
So we have the originals here, so,
There's the ones that we signed.
yes. In the note this morning, the CFO said that when preparing for the transfers, they tried to anticipate spending through the end of the year, so we won't have to do any more, hopefully, before the end of the year.
Okay. So the first one is from account 300-4411-014-000, workman's comp. The amount of the transfer is $12,000. And this is, I believe this is from Rich, from the, yeah, MWB, and it's going into account number 300-4411-013-000, retirement for the amount of $4,300. Account number 300-4411-021-000, audit and legal for the amount of $3,800. Account number 300-4411-036-000, office supplies in the amount of $200. From account number 300-4411-038-000, postage in the amount of $1,500. And into account number 300-4411-093-000, for property and liability insurance in the amount of $6,000, for a total of $15,800.
It was 2024 dash,
11.
thank you.
And he says, I respectfully request a line item transfer in the amount of $15,800. These line items are underfunded. Thank you for your consideration.
This is all year end.
Yes.
This is all year end,
Till the year end.
Cleaning up.
cleaning up, for
Yeah.
lack of a better word.
We need a motion?
Yes.
I make a motion that we accept.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm just going to hand them down one at a
Yeah.
time to be signed in the middle. Thank you. Is it, I don't know, is it easier for you to just read maybe the explanation? Because some of these have like
Some of them are pretty
11
extensive.
lines.
Yeah,
I
some of
don't
them are
have to
pretty
read all of
extensive.
that.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask that question. Are these in the these are in the packet?
Yes, you
Yeah.
have them
That's
all.
available to,
Yep.
Those are publicly available.
Right.
Yep, of course. Just to try to save you some reading.
they're fairly extensive.
Yeah.
Just want to put it in the box so you know.
I'll just stack them over here.
Okay, the next one is from MBC Dietary, and he is asking for a total of $20,300 to go into several different ones. Ooh, okay. Wants it to go into overtime, consultant, supplies, and equipment.
Is that 12?
It is 12.
Thank
yes.
you.
I respectfully request a line item transfer. These line items were slightly underfunded due to open positions and additional supplies, equipment needed. Thank you for your consideration.
I'll make a motion, we accept.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
One crap.
And Madam Chair, I don't know if you just, even if you just want to read their request number and approve it, and then we could scan all these as part of the record.
It's just a lot to go. Because there's a ton of them,
I
okay.
think that the transfer number and then the amount
Yep.
would actually be good.
Request number 2024-13, the request amount is $3,500. And same thing, we respectfully request a line item transfer. These lines were slightly underfunded due to more Medicare residents than budgeted. Thank you for your consideration.
Make a motion?
Second.
Accept it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Did you get the number on that one then?
Yes. Yeah, all I record is the number, the department, its firm, and how much. And then they could look into it further if they want.
Yeah, those should be all of them. And the next one is 2024-14 in the amount of $1,500. Respectfully request a line item transfer. These line items were slightly underfunded due to previous year's invoice being submitted after year-end close. Thank you for consideration, and this is from Mountain View also.
I make a motion to accept.
Second.
Did you make a motion?
Yeah.
You seconded?
Yep,
Okay.
all those in favor say aye.
Okay,
Aye.
thank you.
That's the official one.
I'm just going to take a minute to look at this one, because this is a huge one.
Which one do you want at this point?
Yeah, I looked at those, they were online, they were part of Melissa sent those to us.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, request number 2024-15 in the amount of $670,000 from Mountain View. I respectfully request a line item transfer. This amount will cover the cost incurred for agency staff year-to-date. Agency cost has remained flat since November 2023. This has been the #1 priority for the facility. We have made some great strides in reducing the turnover in the nursing department and in the facility in general. Thank you for your consideration.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the next one, 2024-16, in the amount of $117,330. And this is from the House of Corrections. Says we are currently in the negative in the following lines and are requesting line item transfers to cover negative balances as well as cover costs to the end of the year budget cycle. So he's requesting $117,330, and this is the House of Corrections.
I'll make a motion that we accept it.
Okay,
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Holy crap. 2024-17 in the amount of $30,600 from the Sheriff's Department.
Most of that was the expenses listed here.
I'm requesting to make the transfers to this line item per the attached form below is an explanation for each. The salary line, deputies to retirement line is due to added hours worked. The line salary deputies transfer to forestry line, budget amount, again, a projected amount needed. The line salary deputies to the K-9 expense line, we are transitioning out of our previous K-9 Charlie to our new K-9. The line salary deputies to the electricity line. This line, again, is new to the sheriff's budget and was an guesstimate given by the financial office. Again, the amount is $30,600.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Four more.
This is transfer number 2418 in the amount of $3,293 from the Facilities Department.
And Madam Chair, actually, there's two amounts for number 18, they're like combined, so I don't know if you want to call it like 18A and 18B or something.
Oh, is this one here, 18-2, that doesn't have a number?
Yeah, so I have them hooked together,
Okay,
but,
I think we'll do them separate.
okay. So I just called the first one 18A and the second one 18B.
18A, okay.
Yeah.
18A. And then we have 18B in the amount of $80,017. These line item transfers are primarily to cover underfunded budget lines. Significant funds are being taken from payroll line as the department was unable to fill open positions for the majority of the year.
May I just see that for a second, please? 'Cause I don't have
Do
me.
you have that one?
Oh, the other one.
Oh, this
I
one?
don't have me.
You don't have
There's that.
So do you want two separate motions or just 18A and B in the same?
Yeah, we'll put a motion to accept A and B, 18A, 18B.
So move.
I'll second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So you
Here's
could
this one.
sign the first and second sheet there. Thank you.
Was that MVC, 18A and B?
Yeah, some maintenance.
Maintenance,
The
facilities.
mountain near the annex, admin, maintenance.
Okay, request number 2024-19 in the amount of $38,765. And this is from DPW.
And he's always very thorough in his explanations.
Oh my
So
goodness.
There's
Yep.
a good write-up there for you.
I'm requesting a transfer of funds from these various line items to cover unexpected breakdowns this year. The salary line had extra in it this year because we weren't able to hire the per diem staff needed to cover extremely busy times of the year. Water testing had a little extra this year. Septic removal ended with extra because we had less additional tanks to pump than expected. Sand, salt, and ash was saved from buying fertilizer this year because I knew the money was going to be needed elsewhere. New equipment and purchase resale items were not spent for the same reason. Gasoline had extra because prices were favorable and we used the state sheds for as much fuel as possible. There was a little money left over in the capital budget because the Boy Scouts didn't build a mini barn. Okay. These lines that are needed more money to cover unexpected higher costs than what was thought at budgeting time. The overtime line was mostly used up going into fall this year. Most of it was used last winter because we were grossly understaffed for winter plowing. Our per diem employees left and we were not able to find any replacements. I have presented a plan to hopefully fix this in the future. The generator line was under budgeted for unexpected breakdowns. The equipment repair line had a large unexpected breakdown from the skid steer this year. It's a few more possible breakdowns, repairs coming from this machine, and we have presented a plan to avoid these with the future budget. The biggest spent line item as being the maintenance repair line. Just this fall, we experienced the complete failure of our heating system in the grinder building. Between temporary and a new heater, we are looking at $21,000. I am also trying to address this quickly, rotting ash trees out along County Farm Road. Originally, I was putting estimates in for the 2025 budget, but it was recommended if we could get someone in sooner, it would be better. Okay, and the amount he's requesting, $38,765.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is the last one. Now, this is request number 2024-20. Wow, the amount of $247.37. And this is from HR. And it just says, as of December 1st, 2024, financial statements, the HR budget has the following budget overages that require line item transfers. Short-term disability, dental, dues, license, and subscriptions. And the total price is $247.37. Motion to accept.
So moved.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Do you have 21?
This one, 21.
Oh, yeah.
This is the last
Oh,
one.
this is the last one. Sorry. This is Department of Corrections. What is this one for? Oh, this is Human Resources. I thought this was the last one. So this is request number 2024-21 in the amount of $21,143, and this is from Corrections.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm just nothing. So the superintendent gave us a letter for each one, so I'm not going to read all of them. And he is asking for a total of $21,143. Going into clothing, vehicle expense, academy, and overtime.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carroll, last one. Thank you.
Is this the end of the season to do that?
Yes, I think these will be our last ones unless it's an emergency somewhere.
No.
We'll try to get the executive committee to meet before the end of the year to finalize them, and then
Yeah.
the December numbers should be good then. All right, thank you.
Okay. Next is a 91 rate request from County Attorney Blair.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Back on November 25th, I sent a request to the commission. Really, it was more of a notification that the minutes for the non-public session that was held on the 21st of 2024 should have been publicly disclosed 72 hours after the non-public session had taken place. It's now December 12th. I've not received any response from the commission. Not a,
So what are you looking for?
the non-public minutes should be publicly disclosed.
Not unless we unseal them.
So you did not seal them properly.
I'm not sure if that's correct, but
So I gave you the explanation.
Yes.
And the explanation was that you asked for a motion to seal the minutes,
yes.
to come out of non-public and seal the minutes, and that's the motion that Commissioner Nelson made. However, there was no discussion at all about whether disclosure would adversely affect the reputation of a person other than a member of the board.
We do
There
that,
was-
we do that when we go into non-public. It's never been done after.
It has to be done after, pursuant to the
It never has
statute.
been. In 6 years that I've been here, and even before, it's never been done after, as long as we go into it.
That is incorrect.
Then why are you just bringing it up now?
Because this is the first instance where I have had interest in the minutes, based on a lot of confusion that has been going on within the county since that November 21st meeting. And I thought the best way to get the information was to go directly to the source, which was the non-public session where the decision was most likely discussed.
I don't feel comfortable because there are people that were in there that can hurt them until we've decided on what we're going to do about a certain instance. And I would still be against opening it up because I'm not in favor of hurting someone.
So I think that you could, or should have, in theory, come out and said that we're going to not release some of the minutes because disclosure would adversely affect the reputation of a person other than a member of the board. But that motion was never made. And it's not just me. I also referenced the New Hampshire Municipal Association, and all of their documentation says that this vote has to happen after you come out of non-public, or else the minutes are not sealed.
Well, I've never been notified of that ever, so, shame on you if you hadn't said something 6 years ago. It was never done when Amanda and when Bastion was here, and I think Melissa can attest to that we've never done that. So, if we made a mistake, then we're sorry, we will rectify that.
Sure,
I'm still
Commissioner, I guess-
against putting people's names out there.
Fair to say, I guess, shame on me, but 91A applies to you irrespective of me telling you whether or not 91A
True,
applies
but
to
if you
you.
knew we were making a mistake, I'm just saying it would have been nice for you to say that. I mean,
Commissioner, I don't monitor all of your meetings. I happened to watch that one because it was the budget presentation from the CFO, and I was curious if the commission had any concerns about the budget going forward. I saw the conclusion end. That afternoon, people throughout the county started talking about there was a vote to promote the CFO to COO, and nobody knew when that discussion took place, when that occurred, because it wasn't on any of the video. So,
Because they
there
were
was
gone.
supposed to be a meeting with the department heads on Tuesday, the 26th. That meeting was canceled on the 25th, so I figured instead of waiting, since the minutes should have been disclosed anyway pursuant to the statute, I would just request the minutes. But the problem is not that you haven't even really released the minutes yet, is that you haven't even acknowledged the request. You haven't said we're denying it, we're approving it, we need some more time to think about it, there are things that
I
we
have
want to do.
no problem with personally letting some out, but I do have a problem with the people that were discussed in there, because nothing has been solved yet. And I don't want to hurt anybody
Sure,
unnecessarily.
I'm not looking to hurt anybody either.
So if you want the minutes, we can redact.
Sure.
Can I ask that, can I say that, can you read that name?
Yeah.
But
If you think that there are other issues, so under 91A5, that there are exemptions that apply that would allow for redactions, then you can redact the minutes, but the public portions need to be made public. 91A3 doesn't give you a generic grant to seal all minutes for all time. It allows you
I'm
to
aware of
seal
that.
some portions for a specific amount of time.
I will discuss this with our attorney, and if he agrees,
Sure.
then we can redact, but I'm not giving out people's names.
And so the second thing that I asked for is the commission is supposed to keep a list of all minutes that they do not disclose to the public in non-public sessions. And that, according to 91A3, is supposed to be a publicly disclosable list. I requested that list on 12/6, and I've not received, again,
Because there's never
any
been a list,
confirmation.
to my knowledge, ever, there's never been a list.
Yeah, but
It wasn't when I was here with other commissioners. That was never done. As far as I know, I don't think Melissa keeps a list.
you have to.
Well, it would appear that we need to do a little work on the statutory requirements.
I believe the New Hampshire Municipal Association does offer classes
Yes.
to boards to familiarize them with the requirements of 91A.
And so does the Association of Counties.
Cool. So,
So, and I apologize if we did something wrong, but I was unaware of that because it's never been done. So everything has been done as we go in, on why we're going in, and it's never been afterwards.
sure, but so the reason why the vote has to be afterwards is you may go in on that, and that topic may not even come out. So you may go in for a reason, but you can't then just generically seal why you went in. You have to come out and affirm that, yes, we talked about one of these three things. And 2/3 of you have to, in a roll call vote, ratify that. So I'm still keeping my request out there. After you speak with your attorney, I would like the non-public minutes from that, and I will accept appropriate redactions. If I think they're inappropriate, we'll bring it up at another date.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Madam Chair, can I get clarification? Because this affects a lot of what I've been doing for many, many years.
Have you ever seen it?
I don't want to
I don't know.
cross-examine anybody, but I would like to know, where in the statute does it say that when they come out? The reason why I always said in the past to use the session 1, session 2, because in session 1, you went in under C, and when you come out, you say, we would like Commissioner Batson used to be very clear with this, he would actually spell out that we are sealing session 1, which is C. That would be appropriate because he's saying that it's C.
That would be appropriate, so.
But where does it say that they have to do that? I
Sure,
still
it's
don't
in,
see
it's
that.
in section 3 of 91A3, where it says, so.
Minutes of meetings in non-public
Correct.
session shall be kept. You're talking about that line.
Yes, so, yeah, I'm not,
But it doesn't say here that they have to win it. It doesn't specifically say that.
so it does, because it has to be, let's see, promptly made available for public inspection. So that first sentence essentially says, anything that you say in non-public is public information, have to be disclosed properly.
Until it's sealed.
Unless it's sealed properly. But then, so if you go to minutes of such session shall record all actions in a manner and all that. So it's the next paragraph, the sentence really. It's a big, long run-on. But minutes and decisions reached in non-public session shall be publicly disclosed within 72 hours of the meeting unless by recorded vote of 2/3 of the members present taken in public session, it is determined that divulgence of the information likely would affect adversely the reputation of any person or member of the public itself, or render the proposed action ineffective, or pertain to terrorism, and then the rest of it is the specific. So that is after the non-public session has occurred. They can't predict what was going to be discussed in non-public is actually going to be impacted, and that actually comes from the New Hampshire Municipal Association, which does two different things. They produce articles discussing this.
You two can discuss this at another time.
Okay, I'm just saying it's serious because I've been following this for a very long time, lawsuits and everything. And now what sparked my interest is you're saying they can redact. Well, I tried to get non-public minutes out of this county before, and I was given redactions, and my attorney said, no, if you didn't release within 72 minutes, the entire thing has to be let out, unless in camera the judge looks at it.
So there are other caveats in 91A, so 91A5, for example, covers exemptions of what does not to be disclosed in public, and if what is discussed in non-public would still meet one of those exceptions, it can be redacted out.
Well, I argued that in court, and I won, so I don't know. I would get legal.
I would get a legal quote on that.
All right, the
Not to
next
say you're
one,
not the legal,
please,
but-
is to...
Well, not a municipal.
Yep. Okay, Bill, the next one is the ARPA funds. Do you have that?
I remember seeing it. We have a number on the page here.
14?
14, 13. 14, right here.
Okay. Oh, this is for their extension? From the Carroll County Communications District. They are requesting, this letter is to respectfully request an extension of time to expend the ARPA funds you so generously awarded the Carroll County Communications District. We received $15,558.46 at the very end of October 23. We were graciously granted an extension through December 31st, 2024. To date, we have spent a total of $2,041.28. We are expecting an additional invoice in the amount of $3,250 for the required annual audit. We sincerely hope that you will vote to allow an extension. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you. Oh, Mrs. Bombani.
Can we?
Madam Chair, the CFO this morning had stated that she had discussed this with the Communications District, and she's recommending to grant them an extension until December of 2026.
Okay. Same as us. Okay. Thought, Mr. Nelson? Commissioner Nelson? Commissioner McGee? Okay, I do not have a problem with it either.
No. I read it.
Everybody's happy?
Motion to accept.
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the next thing, we have bid openings.
Madam Chair, I think we skipped one, sorry. The vote to spend the ARPA funds under the
Okay.
standard allowance ruling.
Yep.
The CFO is requesting that you have a redo of the vote that was taken at the end of your November 21st meeting in regards to the ARPA standard allowance. So there's no question that it was done publicly.
Oh, okay. We have that, the exact verbiage that,
Yeah, it's right here, so this one right here just needs to be
it's the same one
redone.
you read before.
Oh, okay.
Yep, thank you.
Would you like to make a motion on that, Bill?
Sure, I'll make a motion that we do. Yes.
Okay. Would you like to read that for the public?
Will it be this one right here, right? Or right here? Or we going with
Right here.
just that part?
Yep, this one.
Following a non-meeting with legal counsel and Commissioner Nelson confirming that there was no members of the public at the annex building, the board reconvened their regular meeting in the administrative building lobby. CFO Batchelder and Coordinator Siemens were also present.
Oh, I thought it was,
It says per, it starts with per, the
per advisement of our attorney due to December 31st, 2024 ARPA obligation rules, the county is voting to spend ARPA funds under the standard allowance ruling by Commissioner Nelson, seconded by McGee, passed 2-0. Wait, we're missing somebody, no?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, where's the 3?
Yeah, 3-0, it's 3-0.
3-0, okay.
Yep.
So she's just asking that you make that motion again today publicly and vote on it again,
Okay. I
just
vote
to confirm it.
per advisement of our attorneys due to December 31st, 2024, ARPA obligation rules, the county is voting to spend the ARPA funds under the standard allowance rules by Commissioner Nelson,
That's it.
Commissioner McGee, passed 3-0. I make the motion.
So we're basically reading it. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we can go to the bid
And sorry to
openings.
interrupt you again and again. Director Murray needs to leave
Oh,
for a
okay.
family matter, if you wouldn't mind taking his, which is number 19, I think, the
Okay,
jail
sure.
roof project.
Do you mind, Bill? We do Bill, Bob? Okay, come on up, Bob. You should have said something sooner, Bob.
It should be quick, right? Number 18.
Number 19?
sorry. 18, sorry.
18.
The LOI addendum for the jail roof project.
Thank you. Good afternoon. On the jail roof bid that was awarded to the Melanson Company, the Melanson Company picked up on a minor error, and they need to make an addendum to their proposal. On the jail roof, there are what they call snow guards, which keeps the snow from sliding off onto people's heads in front of doors, garage doors and whatnot. The engineer that drew up the plans missed a door. The Sally Port doors to the equivalent of about 33 feet. So he would like to include that in the project for the sum of $4,500.
So he's doing 33 feet for $4,500?
Yes.
33 feet, yeah. Do we have that in the,
The financing hasn't been arranged yet,
okay,
so
And
this
this
is a good time to do this.
okay.
And Madam Chair, the CFO this morning in the email said, I have reviewed the LOI addendum for the jail roof and feel it is appropriate to add and to come to the Commissioners for approval.
Okay.
I think it's something they should do.
You would have to.
It seems pricey at $136 a foot. I don't really know much about this, but I don't know what they normally cost.
This is not,
It's pretty,
this is not very time sensitive. we don't have to decide this today. But we do need to before financing, and if you'd like me to communicate with the Melanson Company and
yes.
poke them in the ribs,
I certainly would.
I'd be happy to.
I think it's a little pricey for, especially since we already awarded on the other project.
Yep.
I-
I can get further explanation.
What I'd like them to do is do it for free, but
Yeah, well,
I'm sure they won't do that, so
Of course not.
it's.
I wouldn't want to ask anybody to do
Well,
anything
to do
for
it
free.
as part of the project, yes. Should they not have included that in their proposal?
Well, like I said, we had an engineer do all the design work.
Right.
He missed the door.
So he missed the door,
He
okay,
missed
all right.
So it wasn't.
Yeah, ask them if they could tighten that up a little bit, if you could.
Okay.
Happy to.
Bob.
All right, thank you. That's it. Thank you very much.
Go take care of your family.
Thanks for waiting, Bob.
Yes.
Yeah, you should have said something earlier.
No, I had till 2 o'clock. I'm good.
Okay,
Thank you.
The bid opening, you have two separate projects, I wanted to keep them separate. So the first one is contract number 4, which is the well field and meter building and storage tank improvements. So we got 2 bids for that one.
And our requirement is 2. Right? We get 2 bids.
Yeah.
7.
Hello? Hey. I don't know where I'm in the middle of our meeting. I'm gonna call you later. Yeah. We can call later tonight, is that okay?
What's with the communications district, they're borrowing that money to get extended another year? Well, they always spent 5,000 of the 15 we already
How are
had.
you, Bill? Yeah, good, what's going on
Oh,
in your world?
busy snow.
I'm sick of it already.
Right, trying to get all this paperwork wrapped up so we can meet all these deadlines.
Additive alternates.
I'm not sure more than, there's more description than that.
Okay, before we open up, you want to say okay. Is that changing what you wanted to, what they want to do?
I think next week, Lynette's going to be here to explain and help recommend which one's best. But I think these are just like, if this thing is bad and we need to replace it, this is what it'll cost. But sometimes we don't know if they're good or bad until they've been evaluated, which is part of like the base bid. And then we determine, oh, if this sensor's bad, the alternative says it's going to cost $10,000 to replace the sensor. So I think that's what they mean by the alternative. It kind of depends on whether it's good or not, if that makes sense. I believe it's something along those lines.
So one number would be the bid, and then if they ran into these problems, this would be added to the bid. Separate. I mean, we'd have to pay that separate.
Right, usually there's the base bid, and then depending on what they come across, it could be additional list costs. I know that was the case with some of the stuff we've already done anyways.
You want me to?
Yeah, you ready? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I have a proposal from Northeast Earth Mechanics LLC for contract number 4, which is the well field meter building and storage tank improvements. It's a fairly detailed and extensive quotes. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but the base bid is $482,500. And it goes into quite a bit of detail in terms of what they do and how they do it, mobilization, et cetera, et cetera.
Could you tell me that number again, please?
$482,500. And that's for contract number 4. I don't see one here for contract number 5.
No, she's still getting them to a separate
Okay.
thing, right?
Okay.
Okay, proposal of PRB Construction Incorporated. They're doing business as a corporation, Carroll County, in Carroll County. Bid schedule, $407,000 plus the alternatives, if you added those in, there are one for 24, one for 20,000, one for 15,000.
Sorry, wait a minute, one for 407,000, one for 24,000?
That's, if they had to do that alternative, it'd be 24, and the other one would be 20, and the other one would be 15,000. What, 56,000?
seems like there's something wrong there.
59,000 for 44, 20, and 15.
Okay, got it.
What would that be? Is there another one after I missed?
$466,000.
Wait a minute, give me the page.
Like schedule,
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. That one's part of it.
Bid schedule, yeah. I don't know what that means.
So that's another 45,000?
Bid item, description, and unit price in words. What does that mean? What's the bid schedule?
Honestly, I don't know. Those forms are put out through Underwood, puts them out, and so they're kind of lingo of how they break it down. So I don't really know of which is which. That's why as soon as we get done with these, I was planning to send them to them to help get clarification so we can know exactly what numbers we're talking about for next week and what services are providing for those numbers.
Okay.
Actually, if I could correct myself here, difficult to read these. The base bid was 482,500, but actually the total base, maybe I got the right one here, total base bid is 522,500,
Okay.
which includes everything, from what I can see. And then there's an additive alternative section, which I assume is for things that may be needed.
Yeah, I think that's his. So this one I think was 407,000, and then with all the add-ons, right? 24, 15, and I think 45. So that theirs is about 511,000 for the add-ons. Well, we'll give it to Will, let him figure it out.
And the quote from Northeast Earth Mechanics also included a bid bond that was notarized to cover the project.
What's his due date on getting this? We have it, then we have to go with this?
The goal is I'm going to send, as soon as we get done on the meetings, I'm going to send those to Underwood, and she plans to be here next Thursday to give a presentation for her recommendation, I believe. Unless
Still what I understand, and they're also gonna be scanned to the CFO to see, because this is ARPA money related, and there's deadlines associated with that
Well.
too, so.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have contract number 5, we got 4 bids for that.
All right. All righty.
After Christmas, so go east.
Cut the other end off, it's a bit easier.
Yeah.
I've known this person, but I haven't contacted, anything to do with them
Okay.
in 25 to 30 years. Does that mean I can't open it? Or?
No, you can open it.
Okay.
Unless you feel uncomfortable.
No, not at all. I said there's a conflict of any sort.
I'm just reading.
Yeah.
Leave my knife out here. There's another one.
All right, 1 minute. Cut the cut.
You want to open
Yeah.
this one too?
Good job. Pat.
Yeah, mine looks pretty.
I think that's, yeah,
Well, this one is too.
yeah, that was shoot these things.
This is a project.
That's all right.
This is a pretty big one.
Yeah, it's a big one, all right. It's a big one, all right.
I have no idea where to, is it so thick? I don't.
Yep, I'll look at this one. Okay.
Oh, this one's just about her company.
Okay. I'm gonna take this clip off. Okay, here's the total amount. So,
I have a couple sheets here.
I know there's 11, but this is where their total bid price.
Did we get the other one? There were 4.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them, so,
Two of them.
okay. Is any of this some of this is covered by
ARPA.
ARPA funds, right?
We're hoping.
Oh, geez, so mine.
So, been a lot of unknowns waiting to see what these numbers are, to see how that's gonna all play out, whether we're gonna be able to do the project or not do the project, or how we could get it funded.
Is this the water tower?
one I
Is this
have.
the water tower are you doing now?
This is the,
Over 28.
Route 28.
Oh,
Route
okay.
10.
One, I have one from, it appears to be N. Renese and Sons Incorporated, and it's 59 Jefferson Avenue, Salem, Massachusetts. And if I'm reading the correct line, total base bid price is $1,107,912.10. And it's a pretty extensive bid, it's 8-inch thick. Then I also have one from Northeast Earth Mechanics LLC, which is the company that bid on number 4. And that is the total base bid price from them is $1,275,155.
Okay, and I have one, Dawson's Excavation and Utility Service of Center Ossipee. And their bid is $1,418,729.90.
But I have this from, from G.W. Brooks and Sons of Freedom, and their number is $1,287,236.
Pretty similar. Okay,
There was just four manager?
yeah, just 4.
Contract filing.
This is the one that had all the pieces in it.
Madam Chairman, I have a question.
Yes.
Clearly, these need to go to the engineer to make sure that all the things that we're looking to have bid are being bid.
Apples to apples, yeah.
That's a lot of copying. How do I go about copying all these to do that or whatever? I mean,
The
I'm at
ones
the
from
stage.
Northeast Earth, they submitted, I think there's 4 copies
okay,
in there of each of their bids.
so I could just give them one of those?
I would say, I don't see why not.
Yep. I think Bill says several too, I don't know, I think there was only one from mine.
Okay,
We can, how many did you give us? 4?
4 total.
And you have, what do you have?
He's got 2.
I'm gonna put it in the thing that one.
Yep.
Doesn't it say in the RFP that they have to give a certain amount of copies?
Usually,
Yeah.
usually says they have to have 3 or 4 copies.
I don't remember what Underwood, because Underwood wrote the ad in the RFP. A note for Karen over at the office to, how to help you process these, and I can put them in a zip file and send them wherever they need to go.
Okay, so I can go see Karen, please.
Yeah. Yeah, okay,
Good, thank you.
sure. And if she doesn't have time, I can do it after the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you're here for the approval of the Hayfields lease agreement.
So in your packet is a copy of the advertisement in the newspaper and then the request for proposal. And basically, the commissioners had told me to go ahead and move forward with it, but I just would like a vote to approve the RFP in the meeting. That didn't happen yet, and that's our policy.
Is this the ad, the last page is the ad?
Yes. Yeah.
Will you see a copy of it?
Yes,
Yeah,
Melissa sent me.
so you worked with this, okay. Okay, so they've got almost a month and a half to. Okay,
The
question?
only comment I have is, it's probably obvious, but it doesn't actually say in the request for proposal that the hay becomes the property of the tenant. I know it would seem to be obvious, but it doesn't actually say that. It says tenant shall use the property solely for the purpose of cutting, baling, and removing hay. But it doesn't say anywhere that it becomes their hay, so we might just want to,
Okay.
you might just want to put that in there. I mean,
Understood.
everybody assumes it's their hay. Once they cut it, it becomes their hay,
It's their hay.
which is.
They're not doing it for us. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
Which is
So
a
they
good,
might, I mean, I'm guessing they would know that, but you might want to just clarify.
which is a good idea in case it's spoiled or something went
Yeah,
wrong or
whatever.
something was ruined. We wouldn't be responsible for it, I presume.
Right. Do we need a vote?
If you could approve the, vote to approve the request for proposals, yes. Thank you.
So moved.
I'll second it.
And with that amendment in there?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then, Madam Chair, the HR director was gracious enough to allow the superintendent to go next, if you're okay with that.
Yeah. Whatever's okay with them. What's the next one?
17.
So I have one for them to sign.
Oh, I have the original one.
Oh, you do? Okay, great.
The next one is 17.
There it is.
original that Jim Studd already signed. Assuming you guys approve it, probably should sign that one since that's the original, but. So I approached you in the fall about contracting with Secure Counseling, which is Jim Stoddard, to do 16 hours per week to the remainder of this year. It's in my current budget it's in the 2025 proposed budget to reduce those hours to 12 hours per week for the entire year of 2025. It's the same exact language, that all I did was change the hours from the previous contract, and that contract, if you remember, was approved by legal counsel before it was signed. So all I did was change the date and put the hours from 16 to 12.
Okay.
Motion to approve?
I'll second that.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
And one other point of discussion, it needs to be voted on, but hopefully you all got an email on Wednesday generated from our jail management system automatically. Commissioner McGee had asked for lack of a better term, a census report of our population. So every Wednesday morning, you guys around 8 a.m. should get a report that looks something like this. I think I titled it Commissioner's Report.
Yeah.
It'll come from like a
very good report.
like a do not reply or no reply, so don't delete it thinking it's junk. It's something if you want to read it, it's there. But just a quick breakdown. This was as of yesterday morning. I didn't redo it this morning. Our total population yesterday was 47. That included 43 people in the jail, 4 that we've transferred out for conflict reasons. Basically traded with other jails, no charge, and we don't get paid either. So of that 43 in-house, yesterday we had 9 females. 8 of those were paying boarders from Rockingham County. 1 was ours, our Carroll County. And then the remaining 38 males. We had 3 state prisoners, and I don't know if you recall or not, but we're taking state prisoners to try to get them through our trust program at the request of the state prison, because their similar program is backed up, and they have to take up a whole unit, so they can only have programmed people in their unit, and they're strapped for housing. So I offered to take some, try to get them through our trust program. We've been successful. I think we've taken 5 overall. We've been successful with 2 so far, and I think we have 2 currently in out of these 3. And my idea, and I spoke with the head of classifications down there at the state prison, if we get these 2 through, then we're going to approach, or he's going to approach with me to his bosses to start a contract to get paid for these guys. And then we'll get probably, I think our programs people said we could probably do up to 5 of the state at one time. So I imagine we would just mirror the contract that we already have with the women's state prison as far as language goes. So that's in the works for 2025 to improve some revenue.
More revenue, right?
Yep.
That's right.
And so, and then our convicted population, we only have 7 males that are convicted and 1 female that are convicted. And of course, inclusive of that 7 males is the 3 state prisoners, because all prisoners from the state prison are convicted for felonies. So whatever that percentage comes out, high percentage of pretrial population in the jail at the moment. We are, like I said, under capacity from last year. I did speak with the county attorney about this at the department head meeting. Part of the reason is that when they switched from their felonies first back to the old way of dealing with felonies, they built in a lag in the court's calendar. So in speaking with him, hopefully we'll see a return to our average numbers for next year, for 2025, as soon as this lag is starting to even out, so to speak. So, and so anyway, you'll get that every week. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I can certainly help. And I also did speak with, we currently have a $75 a day contract with the federal government, or U.S. Marshals specifically, but for Fed prisoners. Stratford County is the main housing in the state for federal prisoners, because they spent a lot of money to help Stratford build extensions on their jail solely for that purpose. So we don't get many federal prisoners. We'll get them for a day or 2 sometimes if they're in transit from somewhere else to get to Stratford. I did speak to the Stratford superintendent. Apparently, we have an old contract with them that, without him specifically looking, I just sent him a quick email last night. He believes, and I believe as well, that it's expired. But I asked him if, in 2025, if he thought that the federal population of his prisoners may increase due to the Trump presidency. He actually said that he would be meeting with ICE today, actually right now. He assumed that was to lay out what they were looking for next year. So my proposal to him, and he was open to it, I said, if you get too many federal prisoners, would you be willing to send me some of your county prisoners to make room? In the past, that has happened. We'd get, from what I've been told, 10 to 20 of their county inmates for a week or two until they were able to sort out the ICE prisoners and get them where they need to be, or released or deported or whatever. So I assume that, you know, we're paying getting paid $57.50 for our Rockingham people. I'd assume that they'd be willing, I would hope, and that's what I'd be pushing for, a minimum of that with Stratford County. And if we got 20 for a couple weeks at a time, 3 or 4 times a year, that's a decent chunk of money towards revenue. I know we're not in the revenue business in the jail, but offset the costs, the taxpayer, the burden of the taxpayer. So other than that, that's
You just might want to point out that we have the capacity.
Yes, we do.
The existing capacity that's not being utilized.
Correct.
To do this.
Right, so we're comfortably staffed for 70 inmates. Obviously, we're at 47, or whatever we were at, 43. Our jail can hold just metal bunks, physical metal bunks, 131, plus, you know, our processing area doesn't have bunks, we use bunks on the floor, so we could probably take, guesstimate, 150. Now, that would severely understaff me if we had 150 inmates.
Right.
But
I'm assuming you're only gonna take what you're staffed for.
correct, right, because technically by position, we're understaffed. Obviously, I'm not looking for more staffing. I'm happy because we are full staffed at the moment. I'm happy where we're at, but I don't want to obviously burden our staff. But I think like before, like last summer, not this past one, but last summer, we were up as high as 78 and we were able to handle it. So in that 80, I think 80 I would be like, because also that's like our prime care only covers 75. Our prime care is only written in there for our costs for 75. So
Yep.
if we went up to 80 for a month or two, they wouldn't complain, but.
Super.
So anyway,
Thanks a lot.
that's what I got for ideas for.
Is it worth the money to collect that with all the headaches and everything else you get with this? Is it really worth taking these people in?
Well, at the moment, if we got a group from Stratford, we have an open unit that has none of our inmates in it. So it's essentially a closed unit, even though we can't section off the building as far as heating and electricity, just the way the building was built. So no matter what, we got to heat and cool it. However, if they did bring us a chunk, 10 or 20, or I think the unit can hold up to 40, I wouldn't want to do that, but 10 or 20, and if it was for, I mean, we're looking at, what, probably $30,000 just for a few weeks, right? So I think it would be worth it because I can isolate them all into one unit. I wouldn't have to mix them with our current population. So if I had to mix them, I'd say no, it wouldn't be worth it because it'd cost me way more security headaches and behavioral headaches with the inmates. But if I can keep that group together, just stick them in a room in my jail, just with their own, I think we'd be
If you
fine.
had one woman in the group.
Oh, I
and you
couldn't
had
take
your-
it. Right, I'd have to either take all females or all males. I couldn't take separate sex from Stratford.
I did
the way
know
it was
at
set.
one time an estimate of what each prisoner costs us. What is,
We talked about.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, we talked about that.
it's tough to tell because I don't,
well,
it
you
all
know
dep-
how much you get.
Right, because it's like if you had a run-of-the-mill person that had no medical needs, we just fed them, gave them clothes and shower every day, it probably it cost me like $11 to feed them.
Yeah.
So we'll say 20, and that might even be too high, so $20 a day maybe. That's a total guess out of nowhere, but that's why I think when the contracts were negotiated at $57, we went, okay, there's a $30-ish, profit, so to speak. I know we're not in that business, but.
No, but with staffing and,
Well, there's overhead, you do have overhead.
yeah.
Yeah, so, anyway, that's, I'm,
No, that's good.
Commissioner Riggi asked me what we might be able to do to try to generate a little bit of, offset of cost, and those are the ideas I've come up with, so I'll continue to work with Stratford County. Again, we only exchanged emails, but he's open to it, so that's open to discussion, and I'll do everything I can do. Other than that, it's dependent on who gets arrested and who gets sentenced. So I can only control it to a certain point, so.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Great, good job.
Yep.
So you wanted us to sign something?
Oh, sorry, yeah, that'd be good. That's why I came.
That's right.
So this is just the original contract, or the copy you got.
Okay, we already
Jim's-
approved this, right?
Yeah, that's what you just approved.
Right.
This
Yeah.
just had Jim's original signature, so.
What you're passing around, signing it means what?
Just to cover Jim for 12 hours a week next year, for the entire year. And the money's already built in.
Good.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So I guess now, Linda, you're up.
Paperclip. Okay. I'll scan it.
Right place.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Well,
Because we skipped over her, so that,
Good afternoon. So what I'm presenting today, is a little bit of
number 17.
shutting the barn door after the horse has been out. It snowed 3 times since I drafted the policy.
But they weren't bad.
oh well.
I know. Just keep swimming, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so this is the office closure policy, rather than having an inclement weather policy, because there might be some obscure reason we would want to close the office not weather-related, so it is more general. It identifies essential personnel versus non-essential personnel. Not that no one employee is more important than the other, but the nature of their jobs and what they're doing. For essential personnel, it's more critical to the operations, such as dispatch, sheriffs, corrections, et cetera. It defines the exempt and non-exempt, and then talks about how people will get paid if, when, how the decision is made to close the facility, et cetera. So for your consideration.
It seemed to make sense to me.
And, thank you, the department heads have all looked at
Looked
it,
at it, are
because
comfortable with it.
they're the ones that are much more versed on, their folks and whatnot. And it's been run past Attorney Clausen as well.
So these people, if we close, they still get paid. So this is, for hourly people, if they're not,
So if we close, yes, they are paid. If we determine that the facility is closed, we will not quote-unquote penalize them by not letting them get paid or making them use earned time. So that is correct. However, if we are open and they choose not to come in, they are
Right.
welcome to use their earned time to cover that time.
Seems fair to me.
any questions? Bill?
I'm just, I guess overall I have some concerns. I do understand where you're coming from, but something just doesn't seem right. I'm not sure what. We seem to be giving a lot of benefits, just my impression, all over the place. We're good at the contracts, being generous to everybody and everything else. I'm just concerned that sometimes we spend money,
I hear you.
and I do think the employees, I totally understand about the employees, but it just seems we keep giving away
I hear you.
little
We
things.
just keep opening the checkbook.
That's correct.
Right,
That's
right.
my only concern.
Sure.
Motion to approve.
And, okay, I'll second it.
All those in favor? Say
Aye.
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 Thank you, commissioners. Unless assuming Coordinator Siemens has a pretty copy that we'll get signed.
Yeah, I don't think this is.
Yeah, we don't want, so I'm sure you'll get a pretty one. Thank you.
Who's the one that determines when it's closed, inclement weather?
Great. Here's a pretty copy. Who makes that call? Linda?
Linda, who makes the call?
Who makes the call?
What's inclement?
That's the commissioner level. You folks are the ones that make that
So I
call.
was gonna say, yeah, I've called in before and said, don't come in.
Right, yeah, no, that's, you folks have that authority. Nobody else in the county level has that authority.
Okay.
Is this the one?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Request to waive the bid process for IT. Is she around or?
The material's in your packet. I can have her come over if you'd like. This is a,
I've got a pretty good handle on this one.
maybe you could speak to it?
This was equipment, the money needs to be expended by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And it's equipment that they've shot pretty heavily. And in my opinion, a pretty good job of getting us a good value. And it's about to be ordered, or close to be ordered. This is really to build out the rest of the system.
Did you sign that? Okay. And we're on this one, the bid it's number 21.
Oh,
Or 20.
does- Who made the decision that we need this stuff?
The IT department, the IT director of IT,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Weren't we at one point concerning somebody buying all these little gizmos, we really don't know if they use them or
No,
not?
this is all for the, this is all.
Servers?
Yeah, for the servers, of course, this is not personal, not individuals.
Isn't that wrong?
This is all them, they're directly doing this. Everything goes through them now.
And Davy Wells also recommended these
Yeah.
Okay, that's, just go back to ask you that.
on the back.
Yeah.
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 Oh, look at that. Okay.
And it was snowing a minute ago. Motion approved.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, say aye.
Madam Chair, sorry, if I could, your motion to waive the bid process, and you have to give a reason. Because it's over the threshold that you would
Right.
normally have to put it out to bid for equipment.
I think the public should know what this total is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's $42,737.53. You can bring Bobby over here, she can take you through it.
I don't want to be here over.
Well, I was trying to avoid that, yes.
Well, she can tell us why we should.
I know she would, when she stopped here earlier, she asked if she had to be here because she's working with the cable company today
Oh.
here, so.
I'm assuming it's because this is a company that she's been working with. Where is this? Oh, this is a Wolfboro local company.
Yes.
Does anybody know anything about him?
It's actually David Wells'
Yes,
company.
David was.
Yeah. I would not have a problem with it, but we're buying from his company and he's been consulting with us.
He has an account with these people where he gets a discount. Again, you can have Bonnie come over, she'll run you through it.
No, as long as
I
it's.
vetted them fairly heavily on this because, as you know, I watched them fairly tight, very closely.
So you made a motion already, did you?
I did.
Okay, we're just waiting for a second.
Oh, wait, hold.
No?
I'm gonna vote no.
You're gonna vote no, okay. I will.
Melissa, when does she have to have this, when does she have to have this approved?
But we have to have the funds committed before the end of the year, so
So we got a little
to
bit,
get
Okay,
the
so we
order
can take
a little
going.
bit of time, but not a
And ask
lot.
her to come in and, yeah,
Next week, we can have it go over,
Yeah.
wherever the next meeting is.
okay.
And we certainly need to do the work, but just
Yep.
keep my hand.
We'll have her come in and explain why.
So
Okay.
you're on hold with that?
Or on the
I'll
phone,
hold
hold
this.
it. Okay, I guess, Rich, you're the last man standing.
Last man.
I thought we'd be here all day.
Seems like it's bigger.
I only take 2 hours, so.
2 hours is fine. As long as it's all good.
Well, a lot of it's good news.
Yes.
You know, we try to do good news, you know.
I'm just, okay.
We try. Well, I'll give you some good news. Our star rating is up to 3.
That's
Two.
really good news.
Yep, yep.
That's good. Excited about that. We're still waiting to see, so all of our ratings, so inspections are 3, staffing's 3, and health quality measures are 3. We're hoping that staffing will jump up again because we realized that what we sent in wasn't populating correctly with CMS. So if that's the case, we're hoping that will go up, which could get our star rating up even higher. So as of a week ago, we're up to 3. So that's positive. So we're gonna go with positive so far. Medicaid rate is going up $11.43. That's another positive. Went from $231 to $242, which will increase our revenue for the next 6 months by $95,000. Another positive, look at that, 2 in a row. Agency, we're down to 9 shifts for the week, 7 LNAs and 2 nurses. That's down mostly because the agency, one of the main agency staffing company we use is having problems filling our needs this time of year. But we're doing, we're having the staff work overtime and things like that, so we are getting that stuff done. Census remains strong. In November, we averaged 101 out of the possible 103. Today, we have 3 Med-Aids, 46 Medicaids, and 49 privates. We're down a little bit today, 98, but it's one of those things that's very cyclical. Things get cold, people expire, the hospital's a little slow this time of year, but still, we're expecting November to average probably right around 100 ADC for the month. Capital purchases. So I think we all remember when we took the money for the bladder scanner and what was the other item that we had? In the lifts, we moved $41,000 to pay for the carpeting. Well, the carpeting was only $34,500.
Yeah.
So I have about $6,400 left in capital. So what I would like to do is currently we have 2 crash carts in the facility, 1 on each floor. And as you know by the facility, the units are very well, very spread out. So I'd like to buy 2 additional crash carts on the amount of $4,011, which will leave me about $2,500 left. And I would like to purchase approximately 6 new iPads for my activities department so they can use for their working with the residents and also doing all their documentation, things like that. So that will pretty much take that capital line of $41,000 and bring it to flat. So
I don't know, I don't think I need a vote on that, since it's in there, but just want you to know what we're gonna do with the money. And now, I want to talk about, we need to fill, I need 2 signatures on this application, this yearly application for the state. You've signed this probably 4 times, because every time there's a medical record change, but this is for the annual license application. So if I could just, any 2 signatures will do. I gotta get that in by the end of the week. So we'll get that done. The other contracts I have is, one of them is with Simmons Law Group. It is a contract for collections. Some of our, 99.9% of our families have no issue making payments for the services that we provide, but there's a couple that sometimes need encouragement to pay. When I talked with the CFO, we do not have a contract with any law group to do this. This law group is someone who I've worked with in the past. They charge by the hour. And the reason why we're looking to do something by the hour versus contingency, a lot of the contingency law firms will only tackle the big ticket items. You know, they want over a certain dollar amount because they get a certain percentage of what we collect. With Simmons Law Group, he charges by the hour. So I would like to be able to, have him come on board as a contract in the case we need it. Right now, there's probably 2 cases that a letter from an attorney may spur things on a little quicker than.
I agree.
So this is Simmons Law Group. I don't know if you want to review it. It's pretty much has an hourly rate. We can stop the contract at any time if it doesn't work.
We need to sign on both places here?
Nope, just the top
Oh,
place.
of course, I already signed them all.
That's right, where the 2 arrows are.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Unfortunately, that contract's been sent to everyone but me. I mean, that license, so that's why it's a little later than what it should be.
Okay, who else wants to sign? You want to sign, Bill? Sure.
Does he need 3?
I just need 2.
2.
Even 1 will do, but. So this is the contract for Simmons Law Group.
Okay.
Excuse
Do
me.
you want to look
Row.
at this? Sure. We have to take a vote, okay.
Yep. And my last contract that I would like to engage in is from a company called Assure. Assure is a wound solutions company. So what they do is they build Medicare Part B for wound supplies and ostomy supplies. Doesn't cost us anything. Actually, if anything, it costs us less because we don't have to pay for the expense for this. Their business is pretty much considered cost avoidance for the facility. So if anyone has any wounds, ileostomies, colostomies, they will get the information, they will bill Medicare Part B, they will send us all the wound supplies free of charge, so it will cost us less money to provide that. It's a company that I'm embedded in, many of my colleagues use as part of their Med B.
Okay, we'll start this one down.
So again, that won't cost us anything. It will save the taxpayers money because we won't have to buy our wound supplies, colostomy and ileostomy supplies.
Saving money, in other words, we like to hear.
That is something I was surprised that a contract, both these contracts that we didn't have it in the past, so.
Right.
Is the cost for these collection people passed on to the one who owes the money?
There is, I have to look at our agreement. In the past, I've had some admissions agreements will say that if it costs us money, it will be passed on to them. I am not sure about the county admission agreement. So I'll have to get back to you on that.
pretty much.
And he doesn't bill by the hour, he bills by the sixth of an hour, so if something takes him 15 minutes, he's gonna bill us for that.
That's pretty good. My attorney, I'm gonna pay for a postage stamp.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Attorney Simmons has
Or a
worked for
phone
me,
call, yeah.
this will be the third place that he's worked for me, and he's very reputable and very
Okay.
responsive, so.
So we'll do the Simmons Law Group first.
Motion to approve.
That's the one for,
That's the attorney.
It's the attorney.
Yeah,
that's $600, what is it,
Yeah.
an hour a day?
yeah, $3.50 per hour.
You experienced that we get them, it works to our favor?
A lot of times, Leslie, my business ops manager, is pretty aggressive, but sometimes it has to have attorney, a letter from an attorney means a lot to people because they think, attorneys a lot of times are a lot more aggressive than what we can be. Because we have to take care of mom, but we also need to get paid, so we're always balancing that. So, and we'll use that pretty prudently to make sure that, if it's time to send out, we usually send out 2 or 3 letters first saying, hey, if you want to make a payment plan, you want to do this, you want to do that, we'll take care of it. But it's when they tend to go radio silent on us that we tend to bring in a law firm.
I'll make the motion.
No, Chuck made the motion.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And allow Rich to sign.
Sign, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then this is, did you see this one? I think this is no cost, right?
No cost.
There's no
Nope.
Yeah, I
cost.
saw that one.
Okay. Do you want to make the motion?
Make a motion, what are we gonna make it, just
Assure?
Yeah, sure.
agreement,
Yeah.
business associate agreement? And no cost.
Nope.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we accept this or go by it, whatever.
Second.
All those in favor say aye and
Aye.
allow
Yeah, I'll sign.
Rich to sign.
And that is all I have for public.
Oh, you have a non,
I have a non-public.
you have a non?
Yeah, it won't take long.
Okay.
I know it's
What,
late.
what number? What is it?
Um,
No?
Reputation,
So,
what's that?
yeah, see?
Short C.
See.
See?
Yep. I don't know if you want to do all of them now because there's other people waiting for non-public as well. So we have A, B, and C.
Okay, so we'll read for A, B, and C, and that way we can just stay in there and they can.
Okay, non-public session. A, under RSA 91A, 2, the dismissal, promotion or compensation of any public employee, or the disciplining of such employee, or the investigation of any charges against him or her, unless the employee affected has a right to the meeting, and 2, request that the meeting be opened, in which case the request shall be granted. B, the hiring of any person as a public employee. C, matters which, if discussed in public, would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of the public body itself, unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to any application for assistance, tax abatement, or waiver of a fee, fine, or other levy if based on inability to pay or poverty of the applicant. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Those in favor, roll call vote?
Nelson, yes. McGee?
Yes.
And
Yes.
McCarthy?
Yes. And it is
All in favor?
222.
2:22.
And Madam Chair, that's why I was used to say, use session 1, session 2. That way, like Commissioner Babson used to say, we're now sealing session 1. And he would go through that. But you would need that put into your policies. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I gotta go to the rest of this first. Number 2 is We're both under A.
Do I have to say which way? Don't have anything going on.
Are we back? Are we going?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we need a motion to come out of non-public A.
Okay. I'm gonna have to read that, no, just A.
Yes, and then, yep.
I make
Motion
a
to seal.
motion to come out of non-public and seal the minutes under A.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, two is not sealed. We can open that.
I guess I'm confused on that one.
That was,
Well, I don't think
yeah,
the
we don't have to, but we can, not sealed, two.
whole, okay.
Is that the hiring one? Or,
No, that's the, yeah, that is change of position.
Right.
Yeah,
so, okay.
so we don't have to,
Okay.
okay. And three is sealed under A.
Make a motion that it be sealed under A.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And I guess, Bobby, you're here to tell us about why we should waive the bid process?
Yes,
Come on up.
We came out of non-public 304.
Thank you.
I want to leave my Game Boy bag off camera. It doesn't look very professional. This isn't.
And Melissa, while we're waiting, I think that we won't have a commissioners meeting on Christmas week,
Okay, so the 26th?
whatever it is. Yeah, the 26th, is it?
26th, okay.
The day after Christmas, yeah. Okay, floor is yours.
One of the things is we're kind of pressed for time, which isn't typically an excuse, but I can see the chip prices from the pending tariffs tripling the price of some technology, not too shortly in the future. Everything, huh? That is just, I mean, that's a huge reason for it, but we did get a really great price on it because not many people can supply that many of those type of devices at one time. And I just, you know, you could wait, but I didn't want to see those prices skyrocket before the first of the year's the jump.
And you're assured that you're going to get the numbers that you need?
Yes. And if I don't, I'll go have a car wash.
Okay, I'm not worried about,
Chip
I was
it in.
talking about the money, I was talking about the actual pieces.
Oh,
Because I see you were ordering 18 of something, so.
yes, and I was gonna say the pieces are because it's going to be brand new and compliant moving forward. On everything I got, you don't have to buy a $3,500 license every year for, like we have to do with the Cisco's, and, you know. So it comes with a perpetual license, it's excellent quality merchandise. Guy in Sweden, you know, I researched the whole company big time, like, so that it's very good equipment, very inexpensive for what you're getting. But the perpetual licensing is the big bonus. Because, you know, we paid thousands and thousands of dollars
I know
every year.
for all those licenses, yeah.
Does that help you?
Yep.
Does that help?
Yeah.
The explanation was.
Yeah.
So any tech you guys want, so, you know, before it's tripled.
So we just.
So I can make a motion to waive
Waive the
the
bid
process.
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 And Madam Chair, what was the purpose of the waiving? That's what you have to specify in the motion.
Expedience, time.
Expedience and pricing.
Yes.
Okay.
So close that up.
Yeah, and that's it. Okay. We'll need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
307.
Thank you.
Specific moment.